Coming to you with a question: does charisma do matter, especially when you are doing business or in career development? Charisma is a seduction at a mass level. Charismatics have certain qualities that make them powerfully attractive, and they are animated, they are full of energy, they are desirous, they are very alert, they have qualities that make you charismatic. The first quality that makes you charismatic is purpose. If people see that you have a plan, they want to follow people who have plans. If they know that you know where you are going, they will instinctively follow you. So if you look at Moses in the Bible, Moses was able to give the children of Israel the ability to follow them, the ability to follow him, because he was showing he had purpose and they had reason to think that Moses was speaking to God. So one of the qualities that brings out charisma and makes somebody charismatic is the idea that you have a purpose, you have a plan, you know where you are going, and we are willing instinctively to be led by you there. The second purpose, or the second quality that makes a charisma, is what you call saintlessness. Somebody who has this, demeanor of a saint. Somebody who has this look and talk of speaking about dreams and beliefs. And most people who are prophetic in nature, most people you'll find that speak about things and they come through either by a coincidence or because of one reason or the other. That is not, maybe it is not by God's design. Those people look charismatic, and that quality of saintlessness makes them look charismatic. Another quality that develops and make you charismatic is mystery. You are a mysterious person. Maya Angelou said that those people who are normal, they accomplish very little. When you do things out of ordinary, out of the box, out of the normal, people get attracted to you. People who are change makers in organizations or careers are people who draw out of the box. They are people who shade outside the circle. Those are the people, that mysteriousness, that contradictoriness that you have, that is actually a plus. It is actually a plus for you, and it increases your charisma. Another quality that develops and increases your charisma is theatrics, or the trickery. This means that when everybody else is losing their mind, you are calm, you are collected. We say that it is not a person who makes the highest noise in an organization. It is not a person who shouts most in a group that has charisma. It is a person who shows calmness and collectedness, which is measured and developed and inculcated over a period. Those are the people who come across as charismatic. So theatricality, that element of remaining calm in the midst of storms, that gives you a charismatic main, and that is going to help you handle your career and also handle your business. Another key quality that you can develop as a charismatic person is an inhibitedness. Somebody who is uninhibited, somebody who is willing to take risk, somebody who is willing to. Picasso was known to be one of the best artists. He used to paint out of the ordinary. He would take risks in coming up with new ways of paintings, new ways of artistry that made him a charismatic person. Lenin, and even at one point the president of the US, Ronald Reagan, would walk in the streets, walk up and down in areas that are known and thought to be insecure. So when you show people you are uninhibited, you don't show fear, a lack of fear. Even if you have it, it is it is not public, out in the public. That gives you a charismatic main. Another quality that gives you a charismatic main is vulnerability, a display of need and affection. People, if you remember, and I'm not advocating, when the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, was found to have had an extramarital affair, which was wrong biblically, spiritually, and in everything, when he came out, now his family supported him, the country almost half of it was with him. The way the other party, the Republican, thought he was going to lose it, he didn't. So when you are vulnerable, because people know that you are not a saint, you can make a mistake. When you admit you have made a mistake as a human being, as a leader, as a corporate leader, people feel they want to love you, they feel affected by you, and generally they feel you are genuine, and this increases your charisma. So be vulnerable, be willing to share where you have your weak areas. I know sometimes when you go for interviews, they ask you, what are your weak areas? Be willing to share. Of course, we say you convert it into a positive strength, but be willing to share, because charismatic people are vulnerable. And when you are vulnerable, you feed on the energy of the team, the energy of the crowd, and that makes you charismatic. Lastly, the last tip for you to be charismatic is adventurousness. Somebody who is adventurous, somebody who is showing that they have an air of adventure and risk, somebody who is brazen and courageous in actions. Napoleon, who was a French leader of repute and well known, he used to make sure that his soldiers would see him seated on the cannon where the battle was the thickest, to show that he had no fear. President Clinton again, and also Kennedy, especially Kennedy, would walk in the streets. One time when he was being inaugurated and it was raining hard, he was in the streets in a shirt which with rolled sleeves. That is adventurousness. You look somebody adventurous, and therefore people want to be associated with you, and that is charisma. A bonus point to develop being charismatic is magnetism. You are poised, you are calm, and this gives you have that piercing gaze that gives you magnetism. Our president in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta, late, people used to say that he used to have a piercing gaze. That is charisma. Another president, the former president of Cuba, Fidel Castro, people used to say that he would have an intimidating, piercing gaze. Those increases your charisma. So go out and lead your people in a charismatic way today.